This video covers things to do list of Bryce Canyon National Park, how to get there, best time for you to visit, what to pack, where to stay inside and outside the park. At the end of this video, some pro tips are included to make your trip planning easy and perfect. All necessary links are given in detail section. Bryce Canyon National Park is an incredibly unique park in the United States. Everywhere you turn in the park, a gorgeous and fascinating view awaits. You'll be in awe of the unique red rock pillars, the stunning viewpoints and the diversity of desert plants and animals that make up this fragile landscape. Depending on how much time you have and how much physical activity you're up for, you can explore deep into hoodoo-filled areas or gaze at them from above. The park itself is relatively small, so you can see a lot in one day, but there's enough to do if you want to explore for 2 to 3 days too. I'll share the top 10 sites to visit and request to don't miss the sites that make this park so famous. I'll share some pro tips at the end of each section. So let's begin. Bryce Canyon is located in a remote area of southwest Utah, about 4 hours from Salt Lake City, 4 hours from Las Vegas, and 2 hours from St. George. Follow a short trail to Upper Inspiration Point to get panoramic views of the amphitheater where you'll find a ton of concentrated hoodoos. From here, visitors can look toward the silent city with rows and rows of incomparable hoodoos. Inspiration Point consists of 3 viewpoints, each one gaining elevation and providing a more spectacular view. You do not need to do all 3 if you are not able to. A great photo option awaits you at any of the 3 areas. I recommend hiking all the way to top if you can. From the visitor center, drive approximately 1.5 miles south to the turnoff for Inspiration Point. Take a left and then another left soon after to reach the viewpoint. Also, the Inspiration Point is the number 9 stop on the park's free shuttle. The cliffs of Inspiration Point are quite dangerous. There are crumbly rocks, drop-offs and slick slopes. You should remain behind a railing at all times. However, photography is best here at dawn and dusk. One of the most popular viewpoints in the park, Bryce Point, offers stunning sunrises for those willing to get up early. The morning light catches the hoodoos and gives it a beautiful orange glow, and then they rapidly and almost magically change colors. But if you don't want to get up early, don't worry. I promise you the views are stunning any time of day. The Bryce Point is more than 3 miles south of the visitor center and is stop number 8 on the free shuttle. From the visitor center, drive about 1.5 miles to the turnoff for Bryce Point. From the turnoff, follow the road for 2 miles, keeping left as it veers toward the canyon rim. At the end of this road is the Bryce Point view area. Since the park's free shuttle doesn't run before dawn, visitors will need their own transportation to get to Bryce Point for sunrise. Beginning at Sunrise Point, Queen's Garden is a 1.8-mile out and back trail that takes travelers 320 feet down into the canyon amongst hoodoos. For an extra treat, take a short spur trail to spot Queen Victoria, a hoodoo that looks like a statue of the famous British Queen. This is considered the easiest trail in this park. Don't be deceived by the word easy though, because you will still encounter some drastic changes in elevation. Some areas of the trail have a steep drop-off as well, so be sure to keep a close eye on your kids during those sections. The Queen's Garden Trail begins at Sunrise Point, which is located about 0.5 miles from the visitor center. Take a left toward the viewpoint and follow the road as it curves. You will need to park and walk a short distance to reach Sunrise Point and the beginning of the trail. With park shuttle service you can start at either Sunrise or Sunset points, both of which have a stop on the park's shuttle route. Many people like to combine the Navajo Loop Trail with this trail, making this a 2.6-mile loop. Please note, pets are not permitted on this trail. If sweeping views of the hoodoos is all you want from a Bryce Canyon adventure, Hit the rim trail. The path winds its way along the top of the amphitheater, with great views everywhere you look. The path stretches 5.5 miles one way and passes by favorite spots like Inspiration, Sunrise and Sunset Points, as well as Fairyland and Bryce Points. I suggest picking a few points to travel between using this trail to enjoy some gorgeous canyon views. A popular part of the trail is from Sunrise Point to Sunset Point, which is approximately 1 mile round trip. This section of the trail is fairly flat and paved. Depending on how far you want to go, choose your spot and start walking. Several shuttle stops provide access to the rim trail, depending on where you wish to hike. Though an easy trail, you should still wear sturdy hiking shoes and bring plenty of water. For trail maps, check out the park's website before your visit. Links are in description. Sunset Point is home to some of Bryce Canyon's most famous hoodoos, including the Silent City, a maze of hoodoos and fins concentrated in a tight formation, and Thor's Hammer, located just below the overlook on the northern edge. Because Thor's Hammer stands alone, it's easy to spot. Although this viewpoint is called Sunset Point, it is beautiful any time of day. The colors of the rock at Sunset Point are quite striking, with iron oxide minerals making the bright reds, oranges and yellows stand out. I recommend stopping at Sunset Point around dusk when the rock's colors are most vibrant. Just over a mile from the visitor center, take a left at the turn-off toward Sunset Point and follow to the parking area. There are restrooms and drinking water available at Sunset Point. For more information about Sunset Point, including trail details and lengths, consult the NPS website. Sunrise Point displays the many diverse landscapes within the park. The hoodoos are beautiful, and here they have sand dunes surrounding them with greenery growing in the crevices. Every view is different, but this viewpoint singles out some fantastic hoodoos, so you can enjoy them on a more individual basis. Sunrise is also the end point of the Navajo Loop and Queen Victoria combination, a beloved hike. However, if you can't make it for sunrise, rest assured the beauty and colors are incredible at all hours of the day, according to my opinion. From the visitor center, drive about 0.5 miles south. Take a left toward the viewpoint and follow the road as it curves. You will need to park and walk a short distance to reach Sunrise Point. Shuttle service also available here. Sunrise Point is the number 13 stop on the free park shuttle. From March through early January, the Bryce Canyon General Store is open here, which has a snack bar, restrooms, drinking water and showers. You can take in a lot of the beautiful scenery of the park via the Scenic Drive. The park's 38-mile round-trip Scenic Drive features 13 viewpoints along the route. The northern overlooks have the most hoodoos, but the southern overlooks offer the most expansive views. If you've got time, you'll find plenty of hiking trails, ranger programs and picnic areas to take advantage of along the way. It takes a minimum of 3 hours to drive to the 13 viewpoints and back. Byway 12, or Utah's All-American Road, cuts across the northern part of the park, providing access to the Bryce Canyon area. Highway 63 runs south of Byway 12, running through the central part of the park past the visitor center, the campgrounds and all of the scenic overlooks. Pick up an America the Beautiful Park Pass before you go to save time at the gate. It's especially great if you plan on visiting multiple parks. This area along the rim of Bryce Canyon is unique and less traveled. You'll see fewer hoodoos in this area of the park, but look for the large, beautiful trees that add color to the landscape. This scenic overlook, which sits 1 mile north of the park entrance station, is a great place to see hoodoos up close. The trailhead for the strenuous 8-mile Fairyland Loop is located at this viewpoint and descends into the Fairyland, takes you around Boat Mesa, and eventually ascends to meet the rim trail at Sunrise Point. You can follow the rim trail back north to the Fairyland Canyon overlook. From Highway 12. Turn south onto Highway 63 toward Bryce Canyon. Drive for 3 miles, passing the park entrance sign, and then taking a left onto the Fairyland Point Road. Stay on this road for 1 mile until reaching the parking area. The closest shuttle stop is the Visitor Center, about 2 miles southwest of the viewpoint. From here, you can hike the rim trail to Fairyland Canyon. There is a small parking lot, but no other services are available here. One of the park's strenuous hikes, the 5.5-mile Peekaboo Loop Trail, is a favorite among the visitors for its stellar views and challenging terrain. The most famous sight along this hike is the Wall of Windows, a sandstone formation of hoodoos and arches. As you wander the trail, you'll walk amongst the hoodoos to see the unique formation up close. The Peekaboo Loop trailhead is at Bryce Point, which has its own shuttle stop number 8. If you want to vary your hike, you have the option to do so by hooking into the Navajo Loop Trail, which shortens the hike to about 5 miles total. For maps and other information, check out the park's website. All essential links are given below in description. The beginning of the trail makes a steep 1,555-foot drop into the canyon. Please note that many portions of the trail are uphill and in direct sunlight. Make sure you pack plenty of water and snacks, use sunscreen and wear sturdy hiking shoes. Located at the southern end of the park, Rainbow Point offers expansive views of the entire park back to the north. Yovimpa Point, which is also located here, is where you can look at the Grand Staircase. A layered rock formation. Each layer is a different color and named as such. The top where visitors stand is known as the Pink Cliffs. Just below are the Gray Cliffs, then in the distance are the White Cliffs, the Vermilion Cliffs and hidden from sight, the Chocolate Cliffs. I call the views spectacular and well worth the drive to this part of the park. If you're planning to take the Scenic Drive, the park recommends you drive all the way to Rainbow Point to start your journey, which is less than 20 miles south of the visitor center. Once at Rainbow Point, you'll have access to restrooms and several trails, including the mile-long Bristlecone Loop Trail, which leads through a forest with bristlecone pines that are up to 1,800 years old. Keep in mind, since this is the highest region of the park, elevations can reach more than 9,100 feet, meaning you'll want to pack layers to deal with the variations in climate. If you want to beat the crowds, September is the best. For summer travel, June is the best. Go backpacking in July, August, or September. To save money, choose April, May or October. And have a unique adventure in December or February. Here's a list of essential items to pack for your visit to Bryce Canyon National Park. Number 1. Hiking shoes or sturdy sneakers with good traction. Number 2. Warm layers, including a fleece or down jacket, hat, and gloves, as temperatures can drop significantly in the evenings. Number 3. Sunscreen and sunglasses to protect from the strong UV rays at high elevation. Number 4. Water bottles or hydration packs to stay hydrated on the trails. Number 5. Snacks or light meals, as there are limited dining options within the park. Number 6. Camera or smartphone to capture the stunning views and rock formations. Number 7. Binoculars to get a closer look at wildlife and distant scenery. Number 8. Headlamp or flashlight, especially if you plan to hike at night. Number 9. Map or guidebook to navigate the park's trails and viewpoints. Number 10. First aid kit and any necessary medications. Please remember, it's always a good idea to check the weather forecast before your visit and adjust your packing list accordingly. Additionally, make sure to follow leave no trace principles and pack out all trash and litter. If you want to be able to walk out of your room and see the sunrise over the park, stay at the lodge at Bryce Canyon. But if you don't mind driving a few extra minutes, you'll find good options in either Bryce Canyon City, Tropic or Pangitch. I recommend staying inside of the park if you want to be within minutes of the most popular hikes and viewpoints. The lodge at Bryce Canyon is the only hotel in the park, and its proximity to the spectacular amphitheater views is unparalleled. Bryce Canyon has two campgrounds to choose from, and both are located near the lodge and the most popular sites in the park. Parking is limited, but there is a free shuttle to get around the park. Summer is hottest and busiest season to visit. Pay attention to the weather, flash floods can happen, especially in the summer. The park is open year-round, although roads may close due to weather. You can see all the highlights in a day, but should spend 2 to 4 days if you want to explore the backcountry or multiple trails. If you are visiting multiple parks, get an America the Beautiful annual pass to save money. Roads and trails may close in the winter, so be sure to check current conditions. And now, thanks for watching so far and please stay tuned to the channel.